Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Now this week's video is a little bit different from me. I'm going to do a gear review. Now I don't often do those, but I do get lots of requests from different companies asking me to take a look at some of their products, but most of them don't really fit in with my YouTube channel, the type of videos that I do, so I often decline them. But in this case I didn't do, because it was something that I was looking at buying and not sure what to get. So this company got in touch with me, called Freewell, and they sent me the travel tripod to have a look at and give them my thoughts on what I think about it. Now, just to make this clear, I don't have any affiliation with Freewell. They're not paying me for doing this video. It's purely my own thoughts and what I think about it. So it's a great little light tripod. You know, when you're going out vlogging, it's sometimes awkward carrying you know, two tripods, one for the video and one for the actual camera that you're taking pictures with. And I often don't do that because of the tripod size and obviously my age. I don't want to be carrying loads of weight. Now, to give you an example, this is a bag that I often use when I go out. I'll try not to advertise it. And my other tripods, even the smallest one, don't really fit well into this bag, and they stick far too high up. Now, using this travel tripod, which I think is one of the smallest tripods out there. I don't say it is the smallest, but one of the smallest. As you can see, I put it on this bag. It's just brilliant because it doesn't stick up too far. The bag doesn't feel out of balance, and because of its light weight, this tripod just weighs under 2 pounds. You don't really know it's there. So this video, I'm going to show you some of the special features on this tripod. It's when it's closed, it's measured about 16.5 inches and fully open around about 60 inches. As I say, it's very light, just under 2 pounds. It's made up of carbon fibre legs and the actual metal work on it, which is, I must say, of a very, very high quality. You just look at that. I would think it's, as I say, aluminium. It's really well made, but it does come as a premium, because they're not a cheap tripod. But when you get it and you actually look at it and use some of the features, you can understand why it isn't that cheap. So the idea of this video is just to show you some of the features on it, and at the end of the video I'll give you my thoughts and ask you if it's worth buying a tripod like this. So let's move on, and I'll show you some of the features, and we'll move in a little bit closer. Right, let's take a closer look at the tripod. Now, when you receive it, it comes in this box. Now it's a really strong box, this, so you can even stand on it. So being delivered abroad, you're going to find that your tripod's not going to be damaged in any way, so that's good. It also comes with its own case, if that's what you want. I probably wouldn't carry a tripod on the case. It'd be on my bag. The other reason I wouldn't use it is because it's got that all over it, and I wish it had been a bit smaller, that, but they are trying to advertise, but there you go. But I probably wouldn't use that. It also comes with spare Allen keys, or Allen keys to adjust the tightness of the legs, etc. It comes with an air tag, which is there. Now the air tag, I've already fastened it on. It comes loose in the box when you buy it, but if you buy the sensor or whatever it is that goes in there, if you lose or have this tripod stolen, you can track where it is. So it's a feature that some might use and some might not. But the other thing with it is it holds an Allen key, which is very, very handy, and it's something you're going to need, because the only way you can fasten this plate onto the camera is using a coin or using the Allen key, and the Allen key is a lot easier. It might be that you've no coins in your pocket, and it stores in that area there, and it's locked in place by some magnets, so it does serve two purposes, that. So that's handy. Now I'm going to get in closer to show you the tripod head, but I want to show you the actual movements of the legs themselves and how you can how you extend it fully, and how you get a different angle by looking downwards with it to get closer in. So to reverse the head so it's facing downwards, I'll just extend the legs a little bit. There we go. Now at the bottom of the tripod it has a hook. You can see that there, and that hook, it's very handy. Again, it serves two purposes, but it's very handy for hanging your bag on there to stabilise it, to give it more weight, to hold it down. And it's also got a little Allen key at the end of it, and I'll show you what that's for. Now, this is one way you can get the tripod head pointing downwards. Undo that lever there and pull it out, and then push it back in on the underside of the tripod like that, and then you've got the your camera fastened to that, and then you can get closer in. Obviously, to do that you'd probably be higher up with your tripod legs, but that's one way of doing it. Another way, and this is where the little Allen key comes in, if we unlock this part from this part with this Allen key, that pulls out. Now that can be used for, if you can find it on the, yeah, there we are, it can be used to extend the monopod. One leg comes off, it screws onto there, you pull the monopod legs out like that, so you've got, it's extended the length quite a bit, and it makes the height easier to use. So that's a great feature really. But the other thing is, if you take that off the camera, although it's not heavy, it does make the tripod a little bit lighter. Put this leg back on. That is so light. Put the leg out a little bit. You can actually mount that now onto there, and we can then lock that into place, then extend the legs outward on the tripod. Do them one by one. I'll do this one. It's a little bit stiff. That's it. So now we've got it down, it's like a spider, and you can get down lower that way with your tripod, but not to shoot downwards. So that's why you would remove this central column part of it. Now if you weren't going to shoot upside down with the head, then you could walk about with the tripod with that central column not there. You really need that to extend the height of the tripod, so you're not bending down looking through the viewfinder of your camera. So I would say most of the time, unless you want to get low, I would keep this in place, and it fastens back in the same way that it came out, nice and tight. Two little screws. Pop it back in, and then just screw the actual hook back into the bottom. So everything works lovely with a nice snap and feel to it. Now these tripod legs, I'll show you one just to explain how it works. When it's in the lock position like that, nothing will happen. But when you give it, it has four settings. The first setting will allow it to pull out one leg. The second setting will pull out the other leg. The next setting will pull out the next leg, and then when it's fully anti-clockwise, it extends it all the way. Now, I have not enough room in here to show you that, but that's how it works. And when it's fully anti-clockwise, it's dead easy to close the tripod. So you use that rubber foot to control the extension on the tripod legs. Quite a clever system that, and it makes it very quick to extend. And if you look in this part of the video, you can see that I'm extending the tripod up now, pulling the actual legs out, and you can see it doesn't take long, and then putting up the column, and I'm at a decent height for using my camera. Right, let's have a closer look at the head on this tripod. So I'll move the camera closer in, we can have a more detailed look. Right, if we take a closer look at this head, you can see how well it's actually made. Now it might be that this is not the head for you, because it can be a little bit awkward to use as against using a pure ball head. This has a ball head, but it works slightly different and it can be a little bit awkward. So if your main thing is photography, you're not into videoing, then it might be better to tighten this nut up here, and then you could get hold of the head and simply screw it off like that, and then you could fit another tripod head to that to make it easier for you. But this is what we've got. I'll probably using this for videoing, but as I say, you have that option to change the head. Tighten it up, and that's it. Now we have two mounts on this. The one at the bottom there, you can see the numbers, the bottom there. Now this works by slackening this off, and then you can turn that head round like that, and it is very smooth. Or you can lock that down, and you'll see at the top of the tripod we've got another little knob here at the side. Now if you actually slacken that off, it means that when you've got your camera mounted on the plate, you can actually move it by using the camera. You'll be pulling and pushing the camera. So you have two options, which is great, and they are very well damped and very smooth to turn. Both are. So this is a little video of me showing you how the pans vertically, horizontally, and then doing a bit of both. Right, we're going to test the smoothness of this heads. I'm using a handle at the back. I'm just going to pan very slowly to see how smooth this is. It's very smooth. Very little pressure. Well, it's very well damped. So that was the bottom mount. What I'm going to do now is lock that down and use the one at the top. So this time I'm going to move the camera rather than the handle. See if there's any difference. I think the bottom one will be smoother. Bring it back. Right, we're going to test the vertical panning. It's just the connection at the side where the handle is, and it's really well geared up, that, and it's just beautiful. So it's using this here. Now I'm going to use the vertical and the horizontal panning. So let's do a little bit of vertical and then just mix it up with some horizontal. Bring it back down. As I say, this is so smooth. It nearly does it itself. And the vertical action is just as smooth. So very impressed with that. Right, that footage looked nice, although it was a little bit juddery. I can assure it's nothing to do with mount, it's to do with my settings in my Canon M50 Mark II. I'm not very good at stuff like that, but I do get by, but for technical stuff like this I do struggle. I think with a better videographer and maybe a better video camera would have got smoother footage. But this works really, really smoothly. There's no judder whatsoever in it. And to show you briefly how I did that, if you slacken this knob off there, you've got this horizontal pan, very, very smooth. If you want to do a vertical pan, you just slacken off the handle at the back, and you can do it that way again, very, very smooth. And then if you want to do the top mount, you tighten this one up, slacken this knob off there, and you can turn that head. Oops, tighten this up. Turn that head, and it doesn't move any other part of the tripod. And you probably use your camera to move that. So there are different ways, and if you want to use all the movements together, slacken that one off that I've just done, and this one at the bottom, and then the handle at the back, and then you've got all the panning movements. And believe me, it's very, very smooth, very nice. So I'll just lock these down now, and we'll look at the top plate. Now this is the top plate on the camera there. This here, it's Arcus Swiss type, and if I slacken it off with this knob here, you can see if I just slacken it off, it won't fall off. There's a safety mechanism inside, I'll show you that. And it's that bolt there. That bolt, if this unslackens slightly, it won't allow it to slip off, and you won't lose your camera on the floor. But you can take that bolt off for whatever reason and hide it in another area there where it screws in out of the way. But for all intents and purposes, I wouldn't remove that. Now, the actual head has a spirit level there, bubble level. You can see that. But the problem is when you put the plate into the camera like that, you can't see the bubble level. I think it would have been better in another place. Now let's look at the plate itself. It's got two legs on it. They both pull out like that. And it's also got a spring on it. So that's brilliant. And that is for mounting onto the tripod like this. There's two cutouts at either side, and you would place it into the mount and tighten it up like you would the plate, and then you can fit your mobile phone on and use the mobile phone camera. That's a brilliant idea. Mobile phones these days can produce some very nice video, and they've must have listened to some of the feedback from the customers and realised that they need to find a way to fasten the mobile phone to the camera, and that's what they've done. So it's a great idea and a great feature. But there's one other thing I don't like about this plate, and I'll show you that. Remove that. Take the phone off. Take the plate off. Is when you mount it to the camera. There's no, on a lot of tripods, there's like a butterfly handle that pops up, and you can manually screw that onto the tripod mount of the camera. But with this, you can't. You have to use a coin, or you'd use the Allen key that comes with a camera, and that's stored in the air tag at the side, and you have to use that to, which I think is a bit of an awkward way to do it. I think it'd been better with a butterfly handle. A bit of an awkward way to do it, but other than that, it's very versatile. There's a 1/4 inch hole there, a 1/4 inch hole there, and it has one on the head itself, just there, and that's where you can fit accessories. I can't remember the name now. There's a name for them, but they're accessories that are on like a bendy wire. You can fit lights to them, etc. It just again makes this tripod a lot more versatile. And the last thing really is the legs. They have, I think it's 3 positions. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Is there another one? Oh, there's that one, if it's for any use. So it has 4 settings, and they're very clicky. They seem to snap in really nice. They're not loose at all. So all in all, I think it's a great tripod. So we'll move on now, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this and give it a mark out of 10. Right, finally, we're nearly at the end of the video, and what do I think about this Freewell Travel Tripod, and what marks would I give it out of 10? Now this tripod in some ways is multi-purpose in that you could use it as a still camera tripod, but I don't think it'll work very well unless you're using small compact cameras or very light cameras. If this fully extended and the centre column's fully up, and you put a camera on such as the Canon EOS 3 or a professional type DSLR, you're going to find that this tripod is too much of a lightweight. But you can get away with it if you're very careful. And the other thing is, using it as a still camera tripod is getting used to this ball head. It's not a pure ball head. It's just awkward to use. It'll take some getting used to, and I certainly won't swap this ball head for this head for a ball head just to use it as a still camera tripod. I just wouldn't do that. I think this has got its strengths as a video tripod, and it certainly works very well for that. It's got this lovely head, this lovely action where you can twist it and turn it. It's really nice. It's a beautiful tripod. It is what it says on the box. It's light, it's small, it's compact, it's easy to carry about, and as I say, you can get this lovely footage using this pan, tilt and horizontal panning. So yeah, a great tripod, and I'd give it 9 out of 10. The reason I'm not giving it 10 is because of 2 things. There's a bubble level under that plate, and when you put that plate on you can't see the bubble level, so I think it should have been in another place, unless I'm doing something wrong. If I am, please leave a message in the comments. And the other thing is the plate itself. When you're attaching it to the camera, you have to use a coin to tighten it up, or the Allen key that's supplied with it. Now it just seems a bit of an awkward way to do that. I think they could have designed it better with like a butterfly key that pops up, that you could, like most tripod heads, plates, that just screws up using that, and you can get it tight without resorting to use different things. So that's the only 2 things that I wasn't keen on, but otherwise, yeah, a great tripod, and as I say, a 9 out of 10. I'd highly recommend it. Right guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, a like. Better still, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. If you have any questions, leave them below and I'll get back to you. As I always say, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video. The Freewell Travel Tripod.